Now on to news just coming in from our court correspondent Joseph Akablay. Former GFA President Kwesi Nyantakyi has been slapped with 3 charges, including fraud. A former member of the GFA's executive committee, Abdullahi Al-Hassan, also faces 2 charges, namely conspiracy to commit fraud and fraud. Principal State Attorney Victoria Siedria on Wednesday told an Accra High Court that the 2 individuals executed a memorandum of understanding on behalf of a non-existent company claiming to be attracting sponsorship for the Ghana Premier League. Joining us on the phone is my colleague Joseph Akablay, who was in court. He gives us more details. Joseph, good morning. What more can you tell us?
Conspiracy fraud, the second being fraud, with the third being corruption by a public officer. Another person who has also been charged in this particular matter is Abdullahi Al-Hassan. He is described by state prosecutors as a former executive committee member of the Ghana Football Association. And for those who may have watched that particular documentary, which is the subject of this particular prosecution that is taking place, he was described in the documentary as the right-hand man of the former football administrator. The 2 individuals pleaded not guilty to all the charges that were leveled against them. The second accused person, he had 2 charges against him, that of conspiracy to commit fraud and that of fraud, and he also pleaded not guilty to those charges. After their plea had been taken, their lawyers made an application for bail. They assured the court that these are individuals that have been subject of investigation since the year 2018, June specifically, where the documentary was put out, yet they had so far cooperated with the court, and so they wanted them to be granted bail with the understanding that they will cooperate with the court and show up anytime they are needed. The state prosecutors did not oppose the request for bail, except to say that they expect that the court fixes a bail that is commensurate to the sums involved in this particular matter, because we are told that he is said to have demanded about $12 million, according to the facts of the case, from these investors, and the $12 million is supposed to distribute it amongst the president, the vice president, as well as the roads and highway minister and his deputy, with the remaining going to Mr. Nyantakyi and his colleague, who has also been charged as well. And so the court fixed bail for 1 million cedis with 3 sureties, 1 to be justified. They are also required to turn up at the CID headquarters to report once a week, that is every Friday. That is till this particular matter starts until the end of this particular case. And so this is what transpired a short while ago at the Criminal Division of the Accra High Court, as Mr. Nyantakyi was formally charged and has been granted bail. For JoyNews, my name is Joseph Akablay.
And details there being shared by our court correspondent Joseph Akablay. The news just in is that former GFA President Kwesi Nyantakyi has been slapped with 3 charges, including fraud. A former member of the GFA's executive committee, Abdullahi Al-Hassan, also faces 2 charges, which is conspiracy to commit fraud and fraud. But the background, obviously, is that the former football administrator was in 2018 busted in the documentary using the name of the president to peddle influence. Since the documentary done by Tiger IPI was broadcast back in June 2018, government has been under pressure to take action against the main target of the investigations, Kwesi Nyantakyi. The AG's office in the document filed in court listed the charges against him as conspiracy to commit fraud and corruption by public officer.
Our clients have pleaded not guilty to those charges, so the basis is that it is our view that these are not charges that can be proven by the state.
Your colleague was making a point in the courtroom relating to the fact that what is said to have happened amounted to inducement, and he did not demand any money from anyone. What exactly was he seeking to drive at?
So basically, it's like you are on your own and somebody suddenly appears and say that, I want you to help me do ABC, this is your reward. Subsequently, you turn around and say that you have committed an offense. And such things I don't think that are permissible under the law. And that you cannot induce somebody to commit an offense and turn around and say the fellow is guilty of that offense. So basically, that's what he sought to do in the application for bail.
Satisfied with the bail conditions that have been fixed?
Basically, yes, they are going to meet the bail condition, except that we think that the kind of offense and the kind of amount they say they are involved, you ought not to give such a bail, lengthy bail term, let me put it this way, condition. But I believe that As the court has a discretion to exercise. So they've exercised the discretion. Our duty is to make sure that our clients meet the bail condition for now.
So what's your name, please?
Charles Poswin.
All right, so you heard the Kwesi Nyantakyi's lawyer and that interaction with Joseph Akoble.